Wow, that just happened. Like, that really just happened. There's still a part of me that doesn't believe it happened because nobody even knew this was possible. The Dallas Mavericks trading away their 25-year-old five-time All-NBA first-team member right after a finals appearance wasn't on anyone's bingo card. Yet, here we are. I was going to make an instant reaction video to this trade, but every single time I tried to record, I just couldn't get my words right, and I needed to sleep on this to get my thoughts in order, because I never expected to make a video about Luka Doncic getting traded to the LA Lakers this season. But before we go any further, if you're new and like basketball, I'd really appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I release a video. If you enjoy basketball, I really think you're going to enjoy my content, and doing all of those things are the best way to let YouTube, but more importantly myself, know that you enjoy the content so I can make more of it in the future. Anyways, let's just get into it. I have no words. The trade itself is actually a three-team deal. The Lakers are getting Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. The Mavericks are getting Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick from the Lakers. The Jazz are getting Jalen Hood-Schifino and 2 second-round picks in the upcoming draft. Danny Ainge is sick in the head, and don't be shocked if Cooper Flag and AJ DeBansta are in Utah in a few years. That's all I really have to say about the Jazz in this trade, because you didn't click on this video to hear me talk about the Jazz. According to reports, Luka, AD, and LeBron were all shocked that this happened. And if you couldn't tell by the way I'm talking or what I said earlier, I'm shocked by this as well. And I would also say that every NBA fan is shocked by this. In fact, when I first got the notification, I thought Shams got hacked, because the trade itself didn't really make sense in my mind based off what he was saying, and it just didn't look right to me. But then other reporters and sources started saying the same thing, and either this was the greatest hacking scheme of all time, or it actually happened. I don't know which one to believe. But outside of that, it is funny that Shams had to say multiple times this was a real trade, because even to him, it was shocking. I don't really know what to say about the Mavericks. The fact that they did this still blows my mind. Apparently, they were hesitant to give Luka the supermax that he was eligible for due to concerns about his conditioning and weight. Mavericks GM Nico Harrison apparently was trying to make this deal for a while now, saying that defense wins championships. But regardless of that, there are so many things wrong with this trade from the Mavericks' perspective. Luka is only 25, turning 26. He's just entering his prime. When you get the first overall pick in a draft, you are hoping for a player that's even 70% of what Luka is. The youngest player to ever lead the league in triple-doubles. The NBA record for most consecutive 20.5 rebound, 5 assist games since the merger. First player to outright lead his team in points, rebounds, and assists in his first 3 seasons in the NBA. First player to make the All-NBA first team within his first 2 seasons since Tim Duncan, although Wemby is going to join that group more than likely this season. The third fastest player since the merger to reach 4,000 career points, behind only Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal. And this is a player who, at 25, has more All-NBA first-team selections than Steph Curry, Chris Paul, Kevin Garnett, Nikola Jokic, Allen Iverson, Russell Westbrook, and here's the funniest one, the player he just got traded for in Anthony Davis. He just came off a season where he led the league in scoring at nearly 34 per game, while also averaging nearly 10 assists per game and leading his team to the finals. I don't care about the injury or conditioning concerns. He's a proven player at the highest level for his age, and he's more than worth the risk, or quote-unquote risk, in giving a supermax. They just saw a team win the title with Jaylen Brown on a supermax against them. And what's even worse is the return they got. Anthony Davis is a future first ballot Hall of Famer. Max Christie is a good young player. Getting a first round pick in a vacuum is good. Here's the problem. Anthony Davis is 31 turning 32 with a long history of injuries. and the rest of the return isn't nearly enough for a 25-year-old Luka Doncic. This is a player that teams who stockpile assets like Orlando, OKC, and Utah are hoping becomes available. This is a player you trade a kitchen sink worth of draft picks and promising young players to get. The fact that they only got one first-round pick in return for Luka when Rudy Gobert and Mikal Bridges each got a team 5 first-round picks is unacceptable. It's already bad enough that you traded Luka, and this is no disrespect to Anthony Davis, who's the most underrated superstar of his generation in my opinion, but the Mavericks also got the worst possible return for Luka in a trade. And according to ESPN, this is something they did on their own fruition. Luka didn't request a trade. He didn't see this coming. He's probably just as shocked as the rest of us. I just don't think a circumstance within reason justifies this. Mavs fans have every right to be livid right now. This is a player you are supposed to be able to have the comfort of knowing he's going to lead your franchise for at least a decade, if not more. The player that fans dream of being able to build around, and he's still young. And they traded him. And even worse, they traded him for an injury-prone star that's not getting any younger. And Nico can say that they were making a quote-unquote win-now move all they want. But Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, and Klay Thompson, that's not competing with OKC. That's not competing with Boston. That's not competing with Cleveland. That's not even competing, in my opinion, with teams like Houston or Memphis when they're healthy in the West. That team is not winning a title in 2025. And oh, by the way, to make matters even worse, the Spurs have a 2030 pick swap with the Mavericks, when those already aging players will probably be completely lost and or out of the league. But for the Lakers, this is a dream. You just landed one of the 3 to 4 best players in the world right now, and he's just entering his prime. Luka is a special talent. He's a transcendent player that can carry a team, and if you build around him properly, he could lead the best team in the league if everything goes right. He's the best draft prospect I've ever evaluated, and that includes Victor Wembanyama. He had All-NBA trades since he was 17 years old, and now he gets to play alongside one of his idols in LeBron James. 2 of the best all-around offensive players ever are on the same team. People may have questions about fit, but I believe they both are just too smart to believe they can't make this work. It's been a running bit and a joke that the Lakers fans always believe they're going to land the superstar and make the photoshops for things that won't happen. Well, it turns out they were right this time. This also does answer the question the Lakers have had about what is going to happen after LeBron retires. They have that player now to build around when LeBron retires. Someone that can lead a new era of Lakers basketball. And for doing it this early on, when he's only 25, turning 26, that could be for close to a decade, depending on how it goes. Obviously, they have to re-sign him. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent very soon. He has a player option coming up, I believe. But I imagine, unlike some other team, they understand they need to do everything to keep a player like this. I understand concerns about conditioning and defense, but this is a player whose name is already up there with guys like LeBron, Jordan, and Magic. For what he's accomplished at his age, it's worth whatever quote-unquote risk was involved. I think Pelinka was shocked when this trade was proposed. The Lakers will always start hunting, but I don't really think they ever expected this. And while Anthony Davis has done a lot for the Lakers, I think they might retire his jersey. I think he's done enough for them. He was a top 2, arguably top 1 player on a team that won the title for them. He is worth giving up in a deal for Luka Doncic. I know everyone in that Lakers front office was laughing hysterically when they realized this was actually happening. So yeah, that's the trade. I still have no words for this. Good on the Lakers for getting a 25-year-old who's on track to be one of the greatest we've ever seen. Dallas, you have a lot of answering to do for trading away your franchise ascending talent that's just entering his prime right after a finals run. I would say only time will tell, but even now it's pretty clear that the Lakers won this trade. They got Luka Doncic for what's well below the market value for a player, not only of his caliber, but I would say like a tier or two below what his caliber is. And losers might not be the best thing to say, because I think it would be disrespectful to losers when talking about the Dallas Mavericks. They failed at every level of this trade, from actually doing it to what they got in return. But that's the end of this video. If you made it to this point, thank you so much. Again, haven't already, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I release a video. I make videos about basketball, and if you enjoy basketball, I really think you're going to enjoy my content. And doing all of those things are the best way to let YouTube, but more importantly, myself, know that you enjoy the content, so I can make more of it in the future. Let me know what you think about this trade. Who do you think won? Who do you think lost? Did you expect Luka to be traded? Did you not expect it? Are you just as shocked as basically everyone else, including myself? What do you think the return for Luka should have been? Do you think they got enough? Do you think they got too little? I'd love to do all of that in the comment section below. But with that being said, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.